Hello everyone, welcome along to another episode of Motortown. It's now Thursday. The week is flying past. I am pre-recording a few episodes this week because my Monday was that unpleasant for me that it knocked me behind. So to counter that, I'm pre-recording. But we're here with the nice shiny new paint job on the Atlas tanker at the oil refinery, and I'm going to show you guys how to get the contract that goes to the south down here to the San Ho oil refinery, how the contracts work down here, because there are contracts, they're just not overly obvious. And it's me, so I'm going to do a somewhat, well, not extreme, but not normal standard way of doing it. So we've got our little Atlas tank here, but if I pop just around the corner here, we have another one already loaded up. This is not really going to fit, but I'll sit them there. That actually looks really cool, and nearly touching. Oh yeah, can't do that. That's not a valid location. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. I always push the wrong button there as well. But we are going to attempt this. As you can see, it's a little heavy. Just a lot heavy. But we've got the Godzilla semi-truck to deal with it. And we have a member of the server doing a crude run as well. That is muddy. And well, this is today's rig. It's heavy. It's very heavy indeed. But if any truck can manage it, it's the Godzilla. And I did go out and buy another Atlas just to do this particular run. All the money I've made in the last couple of days combined, just for this. But I do need a screenshot, of course, for the thumbnail. You guys will have already seen it. Something like that will be absolutely ideal. Turn the HUD back on and get out of that questionable camera view. Ah, the rain. It's going to make life so much easier. But we've got a few comments to read out in today's episode, so I'll get to that when we get onto the tarmac and we get rolling. There's that's a really cool colour combination there on Muddy's truck. Oh yeah, corners. They are indeed a thing. And this trailer is indeed heavy. Crashed into a 240Z. That's sacrilege. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this run like this, but if you have the Atlas tanker, I mean, you could do this with just the big trailer. But I'm going to stack these contracts and earn a bit more money out of them than I would be if I was using the Tanko trailer. But those two trucks are getting very intimate. But as with all the other trucks you've seen this week, and really every week up until now, episode 60, which is scheduled to come out on Saturday, will be the episode where I show off all of the truck tunes. We're really struggling here. I'm trying to get all of the trucks up to scratch as such, ready for the feature video on Saturday showing all of the tunes. So this low max is low, very low. The tires are poking through the bed, which I'm sure is fine. Of course, we are doing this in comfort, so it's heavy, but it's not overly heavy. It's manageable. Don't know if I'd try this with any other truck, mind you. But Godzilla seems to be managing it just fine. Godzilla's become fire-breathing with its latest decal set. Of course, I should probably set a waypoint. Just set it to the entrance there so we can keep track of the distance. So we're 8.3 miles away from our destination, which, well, it's not round the corner, but it's not too far away, and we've got some comments to read out on the journey too, so I will be getting to them right now. In fact, we'll let the autopilot drag us up this hill. So the very first comment is left by Flashiny, who left the comment on episode 54. It was a few episodes ago now, and what he says is, riding on vehicles is pretty smooth. What if you get like 30 players to each hold a meat box and then have them stand on a flat trailer and take them there? That sounds very much like something that would happen on the server, and I am actually interested to give that a shot. So if you're interested in partaking in a on-foot meat delivery that will probably go horribly wrong and be very funny in the meantime, jump over to the Discord server and join the game server. I'm about to upgrade the player cap for the game server as well, because the server gets quite busy in the evenings, so the more players on, the more fun it will be. So if that's something that you guys want to do, head over there and join in with us. But absolutely, Flash, that is that's a fantastic idea. We definitely need to try that one. The next comment comes from Ika Cake, I think I've said that right, who comments on day 54 as well. What tune do you use for both? That is in relation to the Godzilla truck here and the Lomax trailer. I will give tunes for them along with all the other vehicles on episode 60, which is due to come out on this coming Saturday. So if you're not subscribed, consider doing so and hit the little bell icon so that way you get notified when my videos get published, and on Saturday that's when the tune video will come out. The next comment comes from, oh, that was a not nice sound. It's fine, we're probably just removing part of the trailer. We are actually, we're dragging the trailer board. That's fine. The next comment comes from Mr. Tech Black Dog, also left on day 54, who says, I opened the doors on the big blue van just to see what it looks like inside and see if I can walk inside. That, yes, I did notice that. I found it quite strange, so I thought, someone's doing something with this, I better leave that one there. I got launched into the sky from one of the Easter decorations in the road. That burgundy car reminded me how I enjoyed the hydraulics in Saints Row 2. Hope they add hydraulics to cars in Mortown. That would actually be quite interesting. Have sort of like show cars, give the cars a bit of a purpose rather than just a, well, they're just glorified taxis, really, aren't they? That would be absolutely fun. I had the same, somewhat the same problems with my rollback tow truck of the car bouncing around and getting damaged even when stopped. That's why I stopped using the rollback. Yeah, there is a way with the rollback you can mitigate that, but the best person to ask about that on the server is Willow. Willow is by far the rollback specialist on the server. Been stressed out this weekend about going to urologist Monday, but also a little excited to show Dr. James the kidney stone I passed at home. That's an interesting show and tell piece. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better now. It's the next comment. I've lost track of where I am. Where am I? What? Oh, I've broken everything. There we are. Right, so the next comment comes from Michael, who says, Hey, Mr. Ghosty, do you know about the settings in the car that there is a drive mode bit and you can change the revs, that the sport mode will change gear for you so you won't overheat. I've changed it to 2300 RPM and I don't overheat anymore. And Willow responds with, I might be wrong, but I think he shifts manually. I vaguely knew about the drive mode thing, but I do use auto shift. I don't change gear manually. I'm too lazy for that. And that's actually a really good tip because I overheat all the time. Like, pull out of a parking place and the truck's on fire because I've overheated. So that's a fantastic tip. I will give that one a shot. The next comment comes from Mr. Ted Blackdog again on day 53, which was the triple container run. He says, I'm really bad at backing up with a dolly. On keyboard, my left hand just can't. I need a wheel to back up with a trailer. I need to be able to change my hands from the top to bottom of the wheel when needed. I am the same. I used to play an awful lot of Euro Truck Simulator and I used to be able to back the trucks up with the steering wheel. No problem at all. Even dolly trailers to an extent from when I used to play Farming Simulator. But mouse and keyboard and controller, not got a chance of it. And he goes on to say, Mr. Ghost, you can still buy all the properties in your offline game just to do it. I am just keeping a large parking place on my properties on server, so anyone can despawn any vehicles there and spawn any. I have a large parking space. I say have a large parking space on your properties would be nice, and others will like it too. I fully agree with that. On the server you can rent a property, but you can only rent one per person. That includes me being the server admin. I can still only have one property, and I have the garage up at the same place I had it in my single player, basically at the top of the North Island. And I have 4 parking places there, and my name on them all because of course I do. And there's a few other garages popped up around the map as well, and yeah, the parking places make it a lot easier because if you rent a property and you spawn there and then you have to run across town to get a parking place, it can sometimes be a little frustrating. But that's absolutely fantastic that you've got the large parking place there, and I think I've actually used your large parking place several times. Probably for this very truck, in fact. So that's awesome stuff, and I'm glad you're enjoying the server. But with that being said, that's us all caught up with the comments. We are still 6 miles away. This trailer isn't going to be in one piece when I get to my destination, but I am going to shut up and get on with this drive, and I'll stick on a bit of a time lapse, and there'll be a nice little bit of music playing as well, which is probably slightly more peaceful than hearing me struggle to read the very, very tiny font I have on my phone because I can't be bothered to make it any bigger, and someone thought it be a good idea to make it very tiny. But let's get on with this run, and I'll see you guys when we get a bit closer, and I'll show you the not so hidden but not obvious contracts location at the oil refinery. This has been a bit of an intense run. It's certainly not been the easiest run to do with the trailer dragging the ground. It's definitely taken its time, but that police car's been following us for a very, very, very long time as well. But we're almost there. Less than a mile to go, and the sooner we get at least one of these off the trailer, the better. It's I bet you my trailer's absolutely wrecked after this. There is better ways to do this, but this is the way I've opted to do it for this video because easy isn't always fun. But while that time lapse was going on, I had time to think, and a previous video I did fairly early on in this series was the $1,000,000 video, and my maths wasn't 100% on it, I'll be honest with that. It was an example, but it seems like a lot of people took it somewhat literal. So what I'm going to do in a future video, very soon in fact, and possibly this weekend, I'm going to make $1,000,000, and I will also have a timer. So you'll see exactly how long it takes to make $1,000,000, and I'll set some rules for it and things like that. It will be done on the server, so I will be able to make use of the campies and things like that. And I'm also going to plan it out as such, so I'll know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it and how I'm doing it and things like that. So it will just literally be a case of making the money. Now, if I remember rightly, these actually get delivered off to the right there. If I just hop out just now and check. Yeah, so they are actually wanted over here. So what I'm going to do is unstrap them. Can I reach that one from here? I absolutely can. And let's get this lowered down slightly. They're only gone 1,000 feet away, so I will I'll just drive them over individually. But we're not going to deliver them yet. I'll show you where to get the contract, how to get the contract, how this particular area of the map operates. So we'll leave this one here, we'll go back, get the other one, and then we'll deal with the contract side of things. The other one I did have to raise the third axle because it was bottoming out in the trailer, which was fairly amusing actually. But yet again, Godzilla kind of came up trump again. Very much made light work of that for saying the engine was fine. And I took Michael's advice and played about with the drive settings, and well, I didn't overheat. After I did that, of course. I think I was close to overheating beforehand. So we'll get the two tankers parked up, and then we'll get this contract sorted. There we are. Leave that one there. We could take one of these to go and get the contract, but I'll just quickly run back and we'll do it in the Godzilla because it's done well, and I kind of still want to drive it. I do enjoy the big semi truck there. I should probably also lift that ramp slightly. Fold it up properly. I never actually bother to fold it up properly. There we are. Now, to get the contract, we actually need to go this way. Away from the direction that we deliver the cargo at. So there's 2 points to this oil refinery. One of them is the drop-off point way over there, and the other one is the pickup point, which is just down here. Right here, in fact. So if you come to this one, you can take a contract for crude oil. But you don't have to deliver it here, despite what the map says. It says supply there. You don't. You actually deliver it across the other side. Of course, because of the way I'm doing it, I have to come back and take the contract again. But we'll use one of the atlases for that. Because I think they're slightly quicker than Godzilla here. But all in so far, this video is about 40 minutes in length of record time. Obviously it's going to be a bit shorter for you guys because of the time lapse. That's going to take a fair chunk out of the middle of the video there, and that's still not a great deal of time. And like I said, I've made this a little bit more difficult on myself than it really needs to be. We'll park up here out of the way because I left one of my trucks. I was wondering what was happening there. I left one of my trucks in the middle of the road after the live stream on Monday and forgot to move it. There we are, contract complete. Of course we hit the wall. So we get, bring that back up, we get 17,500 for completing the contract, plus 2,800 also for the contract, and then 30,820 for delivering the cargo, which is definitely worth it. And of course we're just about to double that, because we'll head back exactly where we were a minute ago. Of course now in an empty Atlas tanker, so we can absolutely destroy the roads. I have the traction control turned completely off. If you're wondering how I'm able to spin up the inside wheels and things like that, that is how traction control is completely switched off. And of course from here you can take the goods from here and move them on even further. But for those of you who didn't know that you could get contracts here, let me know in the comments down below if you knew or not. And of course, you can do it different ways. You can take an Atlas tanker with with a linky on the back, because both of my Atlas tankers have the trailer hitch, and you could do 50s instead if you prefer. I'm just doing 220s because I wanted to have a second Atlas tanker. There we are. Switch over onto this one, which is our original one, with 566 mile on the clock, which isn't an awful lot. And there we are. Same money again. Easy way of making money with this contract, and if you were just doing it with the Atlas tankers, it'd be less hassle, be a bit quicker, your trailer wouldn't be dragging around, so you'd be able to go faster than I was, and you could even repeat this over and over and over until you've earned as much money as you really want to. But that's all for today's episode. As I always say, if you're new to the channel, you can of course subscribe, and if you like this video, you can of course like it as well. That'd be very helpful, and helps YouTube know that it's a good video to be shared amongst the rest of the community. And if you haven't done so already, you can join Discord. The link to Discord is in the video description, and you can join me on the server as well. If you head over to Discord and let us know that you want to join the server, one of the mods or myself will get in touch with you with the server details, and you can come along with all of our shenanigans. And I will be back with another episode tomorrow. Thank you all very kindly for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.